What's up, everybody? Week 5 and 6 updates here. We'll start with week 5. Was a great week that week. Lost 2.4 pounds on the scale. 4/10 being lean body mass, so a good 2-pound fat loss there. Feel good about that. I will say that going into week 6 was not perfect on my eating regimen. Let things slide a little bit and had some desserts and stuff that were definitely off of, the macronutrient logging. So let myself indulge a little bit, probably in hindsight a mistake. Admittedly, I do not do well with limiting myself, especially when I'm having something like that, which resulted in a week 6 weigh-in of gaining 2 pounds. I believe there was like 2 or 4/10 of that was lean body mass gain. So, I mean, not all bad there, but really, it's a little frustrating when you work hard during the whole week and then you kind of sabotage yourself. So that's a little bit of something I want to talk about today, more so for myself. I can imagine that there are other people out there that have this issue. If you feel like you're trying to lose body fat and then you make some food judgments and decisions that you later on regret. So the good news is I feel good, and even though we're up a little bit on the scale, in the grand scheme of things, in the averages, we're still doing just fine. Of course, you love to see weight loss every single week. But with that said, we know that everything is still working when we're doing what we're supposed to do. So we're back on track, got a work week ahead. So I imagine that with some, good eating and exercise this week, we ought to be back losing body fat. And I think overall, the biggest takeaway is, hey, if you go outside of your food regimen and you eat something that either you shouldn't, or if you've allowed yourself to have some things but then you overdo it, I think my approach is going to be really sticking to the macronutrients and the food logging. If I stick to that, then I know I'm not going to go over my calories. Of course, that's easier said than done. When I allow myself to have things, though, that's where my own judgment starts to, become affected. So we're not going to let a little weight gain hurt us. I mean, we basically week 5 and week 6 canceled each other out, because the weight that I lost the one week, I gained the other. So the good news is we're still down right in the 19 pounds down. So overall, I'm feeling great. Still got quite a ways to go. As I mentioned before, I still have to the end of this month, which is June, and then I'm gonna start, a focused 12 weeks of fat loss that's just fully committed, like it has been from the start, to losing body fat. We're gonna allow the weekends, we're gonna enter in just a little bit more calories, but we're gonna track them. We're gonna weigh in on those extra days just to make sure that the little bit extra we're allowing ourselves to have goes towards our metabolism and our mental, health, and not, in the negative direction. So, gonna definitely hold off on any sort of sweets or desserts for a while. That certainly is my downfall, and it's just one of those things where, ideally we're going to get to the point where we can consume those things within reason and not allow it to, number one, take us off of track completely. I mean, we don't want to hurt ourselves by consuming something that we know full well is going to have repercussions. So we know what to do, we know what not to do. It's the summertime too, so we know that we're going to have some stuff going on. You know, we're going to be going out of town, making some trips, having some days off here and there. So those are the days that I feel like I've got to watch myself more closely. During the work week, like, that's just some money. I mean, you know, when you've been doing it for as long as I have with the food prep and stuff, you just, as long as you got all your food packed, kind of makes the day easy, because number one, you're busy, you're not really thinking about it too much, and you can just eat what you have. You know that your meals are portioned right, they're gonna taste good, and it makes it easy. So I want to bring that consistency to my non-working days. I feel like that's going to be a game changer for me. And so, you know, we're gonna really hunker down these next couple of weeks, try and get out of the 250s, and get down into the 240s. Have not been to that weight for at least a couple of years, so I've been hovering, you know, naturally. If I don't control my eating and exercise, I will easily get in the 270s, even 280s, and that's usually when it's like, hey, I gotta do something here. So rather than fluctuate between, you know, getting up high in weight and then feeling like I need to diet, we're just gonna continue on with what we're doing here, continue to make progress, and, you know, look forward to getting down to a leaner weight, and once again relying on the fruits for any sort of, you know, sweetness that I may desire. The, you know, fruit, when you're not consuming other sweets, it's very tasty, delicious. So there's really no excuses here, and that's part of the reason that this channel's here. It's not just for everyone else, but it's also for me. A lot of times teachers, you know, coaches, they're using the content that they do as a self-lesson. So as much as I'm saying this for everyone who it may help, this is talking to, you know, you're preaching to the choir, as you may have heard before. So definitely want to double down and make sure that I'm actually tracking every little bit, you know, not allowing like, oh, a little nibble or bite of this or bite of that to, you know, go unchecked, because those are the things that, even though they're very, very small, they're going unnoticed. So excited about the weeks ahead. We'll try and have a few more videos and definitely update you. I'm hoping with, you know, hard work this week that we can blow past, you know, our weight gain from the last week, and hopefully get into past where we were weight wise. And so I'll let you know, though that's what's going on. It's nothing out of the ordinary, been there before. I will say, like I've kind of been thinking, you know, the key is getting back on the horse. If you slip up, you know, don't let that one day turn into 2, 3, 4 week, so on and so forth. So we're been eating lean. We just need to make sure that we're not letting the other foods creep in there, and especially gone untracked. So we're back at it. It's summertime, time to be active, time to be outside, enjoy the, you know, seasons of the fruits and vegetables that are going to be most delicious this time of year. And we'll be back at it with a new video, more updates, and new content. You guys enjoy your day. Thanks for watching. Peace.